Pain and exhaustion gripped every fiber of my being as I pressed forward. The weight of the eyes of revelation, a constant reminder of the journey that lay ahead. The world outside had become a twisted nightmare, its very fabric infused with malevolence. But I remained resolute, driven by the need to confront the ancient entity that had cast this darkness upon us. Following the faint whispers that guided me, I found myself standing before an ancient door hidden deep within the bowels of the earth. It was a portal to a realm unseen, a threshold beyond which the truth awaited. I took a deep breath, steeling myself for what lay beyond, and pushed the heavy door open. As the door creaked open, the air changed, becoming charged with a tangible electricity. I stepped into a realm of shadows and ethereal whispers, the veil between our world and the unknown thinning before me. A sense of unease settled in my bones, but I knew I had to press forward. There was no turning back now. The path that unfolded before me was a labyrinthine maze, twisting and turning in disorienting patterns. Walls dripped with an otherworldly mist, their presence whispering secrets that my mortal senses could not comprehend. The whispers grew louder, more insistent, drawing me deeper into the abyss. I navigated the treacherous corridors, my steps guided by the flickering light of the eyes of revelation. The power they held surged through me, fueling my resolve. Yet with each step, the darkness pressed closer, threatening to swallow me whole. Amidst the labyrinth, I came across a chamber bathed in an eerie glow. It emanated from an ornate pedestal, upon which rested an ancient tome, an artifact of untold power. Its pages seemed to pulse with a life force, beckoning me to unravel its secrets. With trembling hands, I opened the tome, and ancient knowledge spilled forth. The words leapt from the pages, dancing in the air with an ethereal brilliance. They spoke of forgotten realms, of cosmic forces that shaped the very fabric of our existence. I devoured their secrets, each revelation both awe-inspiring and terrifying. As I delved deeper into the tome's revelations, a chilling truth emerged. The ancient entity that had cast the world into darkness was not merely a force of chaos, but a sentient being, a deity hungering for the destruction of all humanity. It had thrived on fear and despair, weaving its dark influence into every corner of our world. With mounting dread, I realized that my quest was not just about Sarah, or the lost souls of this bleak reality. It was about the survival of our species, about reclaiming the light that had been stolen from us. The responsibility weighed heavily upon me, but I refused to falter. I would face this deity, confront it with the truth, and unleash the power of the eyes to banish it from our world. Leaving the chamber behind, I continued my journey through the labyrinth. The whispers grew louder, echoing through the twisted corridors. They seemed to taunt me, their spectral voices luring me further into the heart of darkness. But I pressed on, the resolve burning within me like a beacon of hope. As I reached the final turn, the darkness gave way to a blinding light. I shielded my eyes, squinting through the radiance to behold the form of the ancient deity. It stood tall and imposing, its figure a shadowy silhouette wreathed in a swirling maelstrom of darkness. Its voice reverberated through the chamber, a thunderous presence that shook me to my core. "You dare defy me, mortal!" it boomed, its words laced with arrogance. "Your futile attempts to reclaim the light shall only result in your annihilation." But I stood firm. The eyes of revelation clutched tightly in my hands. "I have seen through your darkness," I retorted, my voice unwavering. "I know the truth, and I will not let fear dictate my actions any longer. The light will prevail." With those words, I held the eyes aloft, their radiant energy pulsing through me. The deity recoiled, its form writhing in agony as the light pierced its shadowy essence. It howled with fury, its once mighty presence dwindling before my eyes. In that moment, the darkness began to recede. A warm glow enveloped the chamber, driving back the malevolence that had plagued our world. The deity's power diminished, and as its form dissolved into nothingness, the air was filled with a profound stillness. I had triumphed. The veil of darkness had been lifted, revealing a world touched by light once more. But my journey was far from over. The battle may have been won, but the war against fear and despair raged on. As the darkness receded, replaced by the comforting embrace of light, a newfound hope welled within me. I knew that my journey was not over, that there were others who still needed to be liberated from the clutches of fear and despair. With the eyes of revelation guiding my steps, I set forth on a mission to restore faith in humanity. The whispers that had haunted me throughout my odyssey now served as beacons of guidance. They led me to pockets of survivors, scattered remnants of a fractured world. Each encounter brought with it tales of loss, grief, and resilience. I listened, my heart heavy with their burdens, but also filled with a determination to bring them solace. In a small, forgotten village, I encountered a group of survivors who had carved out a semblance of normalcy amidst the chaos. They had managed to build a sanctuary where hope flickered like a fragile flame. Their leader, a wise and weathered woman named Isabella, greeted me with a mixture of caution and curiosity. Isabella's eyes bore the weight of countless struggles, yet they still shimmered with a glimmer of hope. She recognized the power of the eyes of revelation and the importance of their mission. Together, we devised a plan to spread the truth, to bring light to those who still dwelled in the shadows. Under the cover of night, we embarked on a journey through the remnants of civilization. Armed with the knowledge and the radiant presence of the eyes, we sought out those who had lost their way, those who had succumbed to the darkness. We became beacons of redemption, illuminating their path and igniting a spark within their hearts. But darkness is not easily vanquished. As we ventured deeper into the night, the malevolent forces that had plagued our world rallied against our mission. Shadows danced in the periphery, whispering doubts and planting seeds of fear. They tried to snuff out the flames of hope we had ignited. One fateful night, as we traversed a desolate forest, the whispers grew louder, their insidious voices echoing through the trees. A thick fog enveloped us, obscuring our vision and shrouding the path ahead. Fear tightened its grip around my heart, threatening to extinguish the light within me. But Isabella's voice cut through the darkness, strong and unwavering. "Do not falter," she urged, her words carrying a resolve that resonated in my soul. "We have come too far to surrender to the whims of fear. Hold on to the light, for it is our shield against the encroaching darkness." With renewed determination, we pressed forward, our steps resolute and synchronized. The eyes of revelation radiated with an intensity that defied the encompassing fog, leading us through the labyrinthine forest. As we walked, our presence became a beacon that dispersed the shadows, forcing them to retreat into the depths. At the heart of the forest, we discovered a hidden grove, a sacred place untouched by the darkness. Within its mystical boundaries, a tree stood tall and majestic, its branches reaching towards the heavens. It exuded an energy that pulsed through the air, stirring the very essence of our being. In awe, we gathered around the tree, its ethereal light illuminating our faces. Isabella spoke, her voice carrying a weight that resonated with the ages. This tree, the tree of redemption, holds the essence of our humanity. It is a symbol of our resilience and our capacity to overcome the darkest of times. With reverence, we raised our voices, chanting a prayer of redemption and hope. The forest seemed to respond, its silence broken by a chorus of echoes that carried our message far and wide. The darkness recoiled, its grip weakening as the light of our collective will pierced its heart. In that sacred grove, we formed a bond, a united front against the forces that sought to extinguish our spirit. We pledged to spread the truth, to reclaim our world from the clutches of fear. Armed with the eyes of revelation and the strength of our collective resolve, we became warriors of light, warriors of redemption. And so, we ventured forth, carrying the torch of hope through the darkest corners of our shattered world. Our mission was far from over, but with every step, with every whispered truth, we dispelled the shadows and breathed life into a future once lost. The weight of the world rested on my shoulders as I continued my journey alongside Isabella and the remaining survivors. The whispers of the unseen realm guided our path, leading us towards the heart of the ancient entity that had cast our world into darkness. With each step, the anticipation grew, mingled with a bone-chilling fear that threatened to consume us. As we approached the final destination, the air thickened with an eerie stillness. Shadows clung to the corners, shifting and contorting like living entities. The eyes of revelation pulsed with a fervent energy, as if sensing the imminent confrontation that would determine the fate of our world. We reached the edge of a desolate abyss, a void that seemed to stretch into infinity. The ground beneath us gave way to a precipice of darkness, an abyss so deep that it devoured even the feeblest rays of light. It was here, at the edge of this eternal darkness, that the ancient entity awaited us. With a mixture of trepidation and resolve, we crossed the threshold, stepping into the abyss. The whispers grew louder, resonating within the depths of our minds. The very fabric of reality seemed to waver, as if torn between two opposing forces, one of light and hope, the other of darkness and despair. Suddenly the darkness parted, revealing the ancient entity, a monstrous amalgamation of shadows and malevolence. Its form was ever-shifting, a grotesque visage that defied comprehension. It emanated a palpable aura of malevolence, its presence suffocating and suffused with an insatiable hunger. I could feel its gaze upon me, its eyes burning with an intensity that seared into my very soul. Its voice, a chilling symphony of whispers, echoed through the abyss. "You have dared to challenge me, mortal," it hissed, its voice a cacophony of menace. "But in the end, you are but a speck of light in an eternal sea of darkness." I met its gaze with unwavering determination, the eyes of revelation pulsating in my hands. "You may be ancient, but the power of humanity's will is far greater," I retorted, my voice laced with defiance. "We refuse to be consumed by fear and despair. We will reclaim our world from your clutches." A battle of wills ensued, the clash of light and darkness threatening to tear the fabric of reality apart. The ancient entity unleashed its fury, conjuring tendrils of darkness that lashed out towards us. We fought back, wielding the power of the eyes as our shield and sword. The struggle was relentless, each moment a dance between life and oblivion. But as the battle raged on, a realization dawned upon me. This entity thrived on fear and despair, drawing strength from our weaknesses. To truly defeat it, we had to stand united, casting aside our doubts and embracing the light within us. Only then could we prevail against the darkness. With a renewed determination, I turned to my companions, my voice ringing out with fervor. "We must rise above our fears," I implored. "We must believe in the power of redemption and the resilience of our human spirit. Together, we can banish this darkness from our world." In that moment, a surge of collective strength coursed through us. Our resolve merged into a powerful beacon of light, piercing through the abyss and engulfing the ancient entity. It wailed in agony, its form writhing and dissipating into the void. The darkness recoiled, retreating back to the shadows from whence it came. As the ancient entity dissipated, a blinding light erupted from the abyss, illuminating the world with a radiance not seen in ages. The darkness that had plagued us for so long shattered, giving way to a new dawn, an era of hope and redemption. We stood at the precipice of victory, our spirits soaring with the weight of our triumph. The world, once veiled in darkness, was reborn, bathed in the brilliance of a future reclaimed. The sacrifices made, the battles fought, and the horrors endured, all had led to this moment of profound transformation. With hearts filled with gratitude and resilience, we emerged from the abyss, carrying the light within us. Our journey was far from over, but we embraced the unknown with open arms, ready to rebuild a world haunted by shadows.